Hello, I'm Jeff Paur, senior writer for RealTime Fantasy Sports. Welcome to another edition of the RealTime Fantasy Sports show. On today's show, I'm joined by contributing writer Logan Glaser. Once again, Logan, thanks so much for joining me.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, Jeff.
Today, Logan, we are going to give our breakout picks for the coming season. Guys that we think are going to have huge years, are going to take their game to the next level. Before we get to those breakouts, so it's going to be top 5 breakouts. We're each going to give 5 players. Let's talk a little bit about our commissioner product. I think it's one of the best ones out there. It is the best one out there, I should say. So many great features, so many different things you can do. It's so good, especially if you have a year-to-year league with all your buddies. Keeps archives, different options you can do when it comes to trading draft picks, keepers, all that stuff. I just think it's the best out there.
Yeah, whether you have a unique league or a normal league, we can basically host your league with any of the amount of settings that we have. We have salary cap, we got different waiver options, you can undo picks, you can reverse picks, plug in keepers, and we also have a lot of YouTube videos out there. So if you go out there and you create a commissioner league, we got so many different help videos to help you set up that league for you.
And this year, if you're totally new to the site, completely free. If you put in the promo code RTFS News when you check out, it's completely free if it's the first year on the site. We'll also help you set up the league too, so don't be afraid to contact support at rtsports.com if you need help setting it up. More than happy to do that for you. Again, totally free the first year, RTFS News. So give our commissioner product a shot. Also, don't forget about all our other leagues too. Our fantasy championship this year, $500,000. Our All-American leagues, which are so popular. Our best ball leagues. We have dime best ball leagues too for just $10. Just all sorts of options, you name it, we offer it here at RealTime Fantasy Sports.
Yeah, and the next couple of days, RTFFC leagues will also be selling out. We probably got about 6 or 7 leagues left before we are sold out for the season, so make sure to get in those.
Yeah, and we're really excited about all the videos we're doing right now, Logan. I've been live streaming drafts, which are a lot of fun. I do it with my son. We have a lot of fun watching those, so be on the lookout for those too, and all the different content we're going to have throughout the season. We're really excited about that. Let's get to these breakouts now, Logan. So, top 5 breakouts for the coming year. Give me your first 2, Logan.
Yeah, my first 2 are Chase Edmonds and Allen Lazard. So with Chase Edmonds, he was his ADP is going around 64th overall. Last year, a lot of people thought it was the breakout year for him last year, going to Arizona and having that kind of lead back role. But very quickly, they signed James Conner, and James Conner kind of took over that lead back role for them. But now Edmonds finds himself in a new lead back role with Miami. It's going to be an up-tempo offense. What makes Edmonds so special is he is dual threat with being able to run and catch. So he's going to have lots of receptions, and I like him to have a breakout year this year with a high ceiling. Another breakout player I'm looking at is Allen Lazard, who's being drafted around 88th in the ADP. Lazard is being drafted way too late, I think, for being the #1 wide receiver with Green Bay. He's primed for a breakout year just based off of the volume that he's going to receive. To end the season last year, in the last 5 games, he had 5 touchdowns, and that was with Devontae Adams as well. Now with Adams gone, I expect him to get even more touchdowns this year, along with the total yards.
I like both those calls, Logan. For me, my first 2, Jalen Hurts. Absolutely love Hurts this year. Been targeting him in drafts. Get him in the 8th round or so, 8th, 9th round. He's been a good starter in the past, had a few accuracy issues. I think he takes his game to a new level this year, mainly because of A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown just gives him a dynamic option in the passing game. Also has Devonta Smith, Dallas Goedert. He's got some great options there. I think they're going to be a pass-heavy team. He also runs the ball well. I think Hurts just has a breakout monster year. I'm not worried about those accuracy issues. I think he's going to get over those and really have a big, big season. My next breakout is J.K. Dobbins, the running back with the Baltimore Ravens. Don't forget about him come draft day because he tore his ACL last year, missed all last season. He's back. Remember, he had 925 total yards, 9 touchdowns in 15 games his rookie season. Big rookie year. He's a lead back in a run-first offense. I don't like the options behind him right now. Gus Edwards is hurt. Not really much else behind him. I know they like to rotate backs in Baltimore, but I think Dobbins is a super price right now. You can get him in like the 4th round in many drafts, so I think that's a great price for him. I think he's going to have a huge season. Love J.K. Dobbins this year. All right, Logan, give me 2 more breakouts on your list here.
Yeah, this next breakout player is kind of a sleeper pick and is going late in drafts, and it is Nico Collins. He's currently being drafted at 191 in the ADP. His situation kind of reminds me a lot of Darnell Mooney from last year. He's coming into the season as the number 2 wide receiver on a bad team. His size doesn't remind me of Mooney, as he's a 6'4" wide receiver who's going to dominate the air, but the Texans are going to be playing down a lot in their games, just based off of how their skill set is, and they're going to have to be throwing the ball a lot, and I really like Nico Collins to outperform where he's currently being drafted and kind of had that breakout year that Mooney had last year. Another breakout player I'm looking at is Trey Lance. So I kind of compare him to Jalen Hurts with his ability that you kind of mentioned, his dual threat ability to run and pass. And Jalen Hurts actually led NFL last year in weeks 1 through 11 for QB scoring. He was ahead of Josh Allen, and then he sat out 2 games between weeks 2 through 18, or 12 through 18, that kind of derailed him. But Trey Lance has a lot of capabilities, the same as Hurts. He started 3 games last year. In those 3 games, he had rushing attempts of 7, 16, and 8, and with over 5 yards per carry in all those games. So I really like his ability on the ground to break out this year.
I like both those calls too, Logan. Good breakout picks. I'll give you 2 more. My first one is Elijah Moore, the receiver with the New York Jets. Injuries really derailed his rookie season. He was good when he was on the field, though. Had 43 receptions in 11 games. He was a favorite target of Zach Wilson, who should be near ready for the start of the year, so I'm not super worried about that QB situation. Might actually be a good thing if Joe Flacco's starting, though. Who knows what Wilson's going to do. Regardless, I think Moore's going to get a ton of plays, a ton of targets weekly in this offense. They're going to find different ways to use him. Explosive player, great route runner, can make plays after the catch as well. My next breakout's Cole Kmet, tight end with the Chicago Bears. Really love Cole Kmet this year. Outside of Darnell Mooney, they have nobody else that can catch the ball in the passing game. I think Kmet's going to get a ton of work. Even last year, he had a good season, 60 catches, 612 yards. I think he can up that this year, get more touchdowns, get more targets in the passing game, get more catches, more yards. I just think he's set up for a really good season. He's a guy, too, that you can get later. You can get him as a low-end number 1 later in drafts. I think Cole Kmet's really set up for a big, big season. All right, give me 1 more breakout, Logan. Who's your last breakout of these top 5 breakouts?
Yeah, my last breakout is Cole Kmet's counterpartner, and that's Darnell Mooney. He's currently being drafted around 60th overall in leagues. You could almost even say that his breakout season was last year because he had over 1,000 yards, and he was going near the end of fantasy drafts last year. I expect him to make even a bigger jump this year. The Bears don't have wide receivers, as we kind of been talking about. Their number 2 wide receiver is Pringle. So Mooney and Cole Kmet are going to get so many different targets from Fields. Bears are also going to be behind, as we mentioned. It's going to be leading to more passing at the end of games. A lot of garbage time points, which is huge in fantasy. If you look at, if you just watch it in NFL Sunday and you think you have the lead at the end, and then your opponent comes back with those garbage time points, it's a heartbreaker, and I expect Mooney to get a lot of those this year.
Game script definitely makes a difference come Sundays in the NFL.
Sure.
Things can happen in a hurry. I like that pick. I have a lot of shares of Darnell Mooney. My last one, he's actually on a lot of people's lists, but I've kind of grown to like him a lot more as the preseason and training camp has gone on. But Gabriel Davis, really think he's going to have a good year. He's going to start in one of the best offenses, maybe the best offense in all of football, opposite Stephon Diggs. Great red zone target, great athlete, can make acrobatic catches. He's improving his route running. I think he's going to just have some huge games this year. We saw what he did last year at the end of the season as well. He had a monster game against the Chiefs. I think he can do similar things throughout the year this year. Might be a little inconsistent, but overall in the end, I think his numbers are going to be very good. I'm expecting a breakout season from Gabriel Davis. All right, Logan, those are our top 5 breakouts for the coming year. Really appreciate you joining me on the show today. It's a lot of fun. We're going to do more of these lists before the start of the season, give our viewers a few more. I'm looking forward to doing it with you.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me on, Jeff.
All right, this has been Jeff Paur for RealTime Fantasy Sports.
And this has been Logan Glaser from RealTime Fantasy Sports.
Have a great day.